What's up, guys? Ryan from Freedom, and today I'm going to go over an issue that we ran into and are currently running into while flipping at scale and how to overcome it. So here it is, flipping at scale. What I call this, once you get past, just say 5 flips a year, I call it the hamster wheel. So this is typically how it works. We market to get deals, we get a deal, and now we have a house, and we typically fund this in 3 different ways. 1 being our own cash, 2 investors, and 3 hard money or any type of institutional money, bank money. So typically we use hard money. So, any typical deal, we typically use one of these 3 things, if not all, in some type of combination of all 3. Okay, so now let's run through an example. Say the purchase price is $200K. The rehab is $100K. And the after repair value is $450K. And that's a $150K spread. And I say spread, it's not profit like you see on TV. There's a bunch of holding costs in there. You have to obviously pay investors if they're on board with you. A whole bunch of stuff that you don't see on HGTV, acquisition cost, inspection cost, holding cost, taxes, realtor fees, attorney fees, etc., etc. So not 150K profit, but 150K spread. So typically what you'll go out, and some of these move fast. So this could be anywhere from a 5-day closing all the way to a 30-day closing. But a lot of times some of these sellers are in distress. Some of these things have to move. So you're basically, to run this deal, you would need roughly 300K. Now, if you go reach out to hard money, they'll typically give maybe 90% loan to cost on this. Based on your experience, that could vary. Some people go up to 100% financing, and even that comes with some contingencies there. So roughly you're going to need 300K to run the deal. You may have to come out of pocket to close, just say 80-90% of that. We'll keep it simple here. Say 50K to close, and then you're going to need another 50K to get the renovation started. So even though sometimes hard money funds the rehab funds, they still want you to come to the table and actually renovate the project prior to them releasing those funds to you. So all in all, we typically look at it on this deal, we're going to need 100K, money of our money or investor money or someone's money in this deal. So the issue with this is to do one project in 7-day span to raise 100K may be easy. Once you do this over and over and over again, it gets very exhausting, and that's why I call it the hamster wheel. So you find a deal, raise the funds, 100K, you get it done, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks from now, we have another deal. And you got to do it again and again and again. And it's good, and you could probably do, I would say, anywhere from 2, maybe 5 flips a year with this method. Once you start scaling, you run into an issue that it's it's almost like a loop, a wheel. You just got to, it's ongoing. You never stop chasing down the next deal, the next dollar, and it gets very exhausting. So where we're going in our company and where we basically are putting together is a fund. So a fund allows us to scale up from 5 to 30 to 40 flips a year. So that's where we'll probably end up around 30 to 40 properties this year, and the fund will help with that. So I guess one way the fund will help is, 1, we have the structure, which is we know how to find deals, we know how to run deals, we know how to manage deals, and 2, we have the team, right, to do all that. So we have our acquisitions, our marketing, acquisitions, project manager, dispositions, etc. So we have the whole system down. We have the investment part figured out. What we don't have is the capital. At scale, to raise 100K off one project may be simple. To raise 100K off 30 projects, you're talking about $3 million in a fast-paced moving environment. Some of these things move from 5 to 7 days closing. It's $3 million is not quite as easy to raise. So now we're heading down the path of basically a fund, and The main reason for that is control, and speed. So that's where the fund comes in. So instead of doing, this raise, which is 200K purchase, 100K rehab, you have to raise, that 100K, and you got to do it over and over and over 30 times in a very fast thing. This fund, you basically raise it once. So you go out there, your investors, people that work with you, you have the track record, the team, you have your whole, structure figured out. You go and raise this. It may take you anywhere from 30 days all the way up to 12 months to raise a fund. But, if you have the capability of handling 30 deals a year, you go out and raise a fund that could basically sustain, that amount. And now you have this capital sitting there ready to deploy. And that gives you purchasing power. It shows you're, reputable. If someone's in distress and needs to close in 3 days, as long as you have clear title, you could do that pretty quickly. It shows you that you're serious. So anyone, you may beat out some offers that maybe they'll get the same type of offer, but you could close in 3 days as opposed to 15, and it gives you just credibility in your market. So, it's a great way to scale, and I feel like I'm not gonna say it's the only way because you can, be in this hamster wheel over and over and over again. But a fund is one solution to that, and then once you raise this fund, say it takes you 3 months, 6 months, now you could set up this fund any which way you want. So that's the beauty of a fund. So you can set it up, just for example, a 5 to 7 year fund where, investors come in, you pull everyone's money together, and you could raise this fund any which way you want. You could set the rules. You could set it as a debt fund, an equity fund, debt and equity fund. You could kind of write these rules, and as long as investors are on board and it's fair for both, and you could make money from it, and investors can make money from it, it's just a great way to scale. So you set these rules. The main thing is, obviously, I'm not an attorney. I would definitely recommend seeking one because you're going to need, an LPA for this. You're going to need a PPM for this. Those docs are, obviously attorneys put together. And once you have all that set up and you do the raise, you have the fund, now you have X amount of money, and now you could take on as many deals as you want without having to go through, the hamster wheel over and over and over again. Hope you got some value. Catch you next time.